All right, hello. My name's Landon. I'm from Monroe, Michigan. I guess one thing I could say about myself, about when someone that's made me feel inferior in my life is my father. Growing up, he was very physically abusive. He never really told me he loved me that much, and it was just not the best situation, I guess, for a kid to kind of grow up in. So that's kind of something that always sticks out to me as someone's always made me feel like less than or never really accepted. That was, something that I kind of lived with. Um,
How have you overcome obstacles in your life?
Overcome obstacles. Well, the first real obstacle that I dealt with was when I was 10 years old. My mother killed herself. And from then on, it was just kind of like, I remember sitting there actually when it happened. And I told myself I would never be a victim to this situation, that I would always actually try to find the good in it. So it's one of the biggest obstacles that I've overcome. I also found out I was HIV positive October 4th, 2013. That was something that really has kind of changed my life for the better. It's made me kind of like get into health and fitness, and the biggest thing that I learned from that was to forgive yourself. There's a lot of stigma that kind of comes from that, and it's kind of, you don't really know how to feel about yourself when you hear something like that. You know what society thinks and kind of what you're led to think about HIV, but it's never really like that. It's actually a very empowering thing. You can become a more rounded human being, and teach others to kind of live openly about their truths and the things that they're going through. So, I don't know, that kind of is another obstacle that I feel like I've kind of overcome.
What are you most proud of?
What I'm most proud of, honestly, is just how I've embraced the HIV thing, really, and how I've lived openly about it. It's on my Instagram. I've had people reach out to me throughout the world, and people are just finding out they're positive, and it's been really nice to be able to talk to them and kind of help them to realize that there's nothing wrong with them. They're not disgusting. They're not a bad person. They're not any of that. They're actually very beautiful people. And, it can use it to actually help others and help themselves. So that's kind of something.
What positive adjectives describe you?
I would say strong, happy, fierce, beautiful, intelligent. I'd say those are a couple that come to mind.
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
To not let your situation of when you were growing up, define you. It'll actually get better. I know it seems like sometimes when you grow up in very chaotic environments, when you're a kid, you just don't know whether life's going to get better. But I wanted to tell myself that life definitely does get better. So it's kind of something I'd always want myself to know.
Landon, how are you a total badass at life?
I kind of go through life just like kicking ass, I guess, I never let any situation kind of bring me down. I find the good in everything. I try to keep a good attitude and, try to uplift others through any situation, and also like love yourself, because I really do believe that in loving yourself, you are the most important person in your life, because when you can love yourself, you can lift other people up. And that is kind of something that, I don't know, makes me feel like a badass, is lifting others up.